Hola, welcome back to Future Me Said So. I'm your host Mo, and this is Future Me Forecast, where we look at what the sky is activating and what your future self already knows about how to move through it. If you're new here, welcome. This is the space where astrology meets aligned action, where we stop treating the stars like a party trick and start treating them like the map they actually are. And this month's map, it's one I've been sitting with for a while, because what's happening in June is personal, not just for me, for all of us. On June 19th, that's right, Juneteenth, one of the most powerful healing forces in astrology changes sign for the first time in 8 years. 8 years. And where it's headed is directly into the territory of worth, embodiment, the deep, quiet question of whether you believe, not just in your head, but in your gut, in your chest, in your bones, that you are enough to step into who you're becoming. That question is the heartbeat of FutureMeSaidSo, of this entire brand. So the fact that the sky is amplifying it right now, at this exact moment, your future self is not surprised. They knew it was coming, and they've been preparing you for it. That's what the Future Me forecast is here to do. Help you stop being caught off guard by your own becoming. So let's get into what June is really asking of you. So let's talk about what's actually shifting on Juneteenth without getting too deep into the technical language, because I don't want you leaving this episode to go Google something. I want you to sit with what it means for your life. There's a celestial body in astrology that's known as the wounded healer. And the reason that name matters is because it doesn't just point to where we've been hurt. It points to where our greatest wisdom lives. The wound and the gift exist in the same place. That's the whole teaching. For the last 8 years, this healing force has been moving through territory connected to identity, to the self, to the question of who you are and whether you're allowed to take up space as that person. A lot of us have been doing the work, whether we realized it was cosmic or not. Figuring out who we are outside of who we were told to be. Claiming ourselves. Fighting for ourselves. Sometimes quietly, sometimes loudly, sometimes just surviving. That chapter is closing. On Juneteenth, the energy shifts into new territory. And this new territory is about something quieter, and in some ways more fundamental than identity. It's about worth. It's about the body. It's about whether you feel safe, truly safe, inhabiting your own life. It's asking, do you believe you deserve what you say you want? Not in a motivational poster kind of way, in a real, embodied, this is how I move through the world kind of way. Here's what I want you to understand about this moment. We talk in a lot of personal development spaces about mindset, about beliefs, about reprogramming, and all of that matters. But this transit is pointing to something that lives even deeper than your thoughts about yourself. It's pointing to the places where you intellectually know you are worthy. You've done the work, you've read the books, you've been in therapy, but something in your nervous system still flinches when an opportunity gets too real. When someone wants to pay you well, when a door opens that leads somewhere you actually want to go, that flinch, that's what June is here to tend to. And here's the thing that gets me every single time I think about this. That flinch is not a character flaw. It's a wound. And wounds, when they're properly tended to, become wisdom. They become the exact thing you turn around and use to help someone else move through the same terrain. That is the pattern, and that's always been the pattern. Your future self knows this. They're already on the other side of it, and they have been sending you signals through the restlessness, through the longing, through the version of yourself you keep imagining but haven't quite stepped into yet. June is asking you to take that seriously. Now here's where I want to get specific. Because a collective transit is one thing, but your chart, that's another. The way this energy lands in your life depends entirely on what's already written in your natal chart, where your personal healing journey lives, what your soul came here to move through and move toward, the gifts that are waiting on the other side of the wounds you've been carrying. And that's why I built Future Me Said So. Because a general forecast can tell you what the sky is doing, but your chart tells you what the sky is doing for you. What is activating in your specific story, which your future self has already mapped out and is waiting for you to catch up to. If you've been listening and feeling that pull, that sense that something in you is getting ready, even if your circumstances haven't caught up yet, I want you to pay attention to that feeling. That's not just wishful thinking. That's data. Your future self has already said so. So here's why I'm telling you all of this before Juneteenth and not after. Because the worst thing you could do when a significant shift is coming is walk into it without knowing what it's here to activate in you. You end up feeling the intensity without the context, the discomfort without the direction, the stirring without the map. I don't want that for you. That's why right now, before Juneteenth, I'm inviting you to get your Cosmic Alignment Report. This is my foundational offering, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a deep look at all 3 placements in your natal chart that reveal your purpose, your soul direction, and your healing path. Written specifically for you in a language that actually makes sense, with real guidance for how to work with what your chart is showing. It's $22. That's it. And I want you to have it before this transit hits. So when Juneteenth arrives and the skies start doing what it's about to do, you're not scrambling to understand what's happening. You already know. You've already prepared. Your future self already told you. You can find the link to get your report in the show notes. Grab it before Juneteenth. Give yourself the gift of actually knowing what your chart is trying to say. Thank you so much for being here for the first Future Me forecast. I genuinely can't tell you how much it means to me that you showed up for this and stayed to the end. If this episode resonated with you, if something in what I said made you feel seen or stirred up or something, please share it. Leave a review. Send it to a friend who you know is in the middle of their own becoming. This work grows when it finds people that it's meant for. I'll be back soon with more, but until then, trust that pull. Your future self already knows the way. Big hugs. Bye.